The king of '80s blues revival was born in Dallas, Texas on October 3rd, 1954, and that king's name is Stevie Ray Vaughan. He first picked up a guitar at age 7 and the rest is history. Realizing that school was not for him, he dropped out at age 17 to focus on music full time. This is around the time that he started his first band. The year was 1970 and he formed that band named Blackbird and moved to Austin, where Stevie became a man. Stevie Ray played with Blackbird until about 1975 when they formed what would eventually be called Double Trouble. Double Trouble was the first commercial success of Stevie Ray Vaughan's career. Double Trouble toured around until Stevie Ray caught the eye of a little-known guy named David Bowie. David Bowie tried very hard to get him to play guitar for David Bowie's band, but Stevie Ray said there was too much going on. So with that, and the help of David Bowie, Double Trouble was able to release their first album, Texas Flood, which was a commercial success and ended up at 35th on the Billboard top charts. This led to more albums and culminated in 1984, Entertainer of the Year by the National Blues Foundation. But with all the success of these ensuing albums, Stevie Ray fell into deep drug and alcohol abuse. His fight with drug and alcohol abuse led to divorce with his wife Lenora. It was not until 1986, when he collapsed on stage, that Stevie Ray finally came to his senses, realized he had a problem, and checked himself into rehab. But what is commonly a downfall for a great musician, Stevie Ray Vaughan didn't allow that. He instead only allowed it to be a small speed bump on his road to glory. After he got sober, he did not play again until 1988 with Double Trouble, and in 1989, Double Trouble released their fourth studio album. Stevie Ray was not only an incredibly talented musician, but he also used his past experiences, musical background, and musical limelight as a way to reach out to struggling musicians that were struggling with substance abuse and help them along the way. That shows the kind of person that Stevie Ray was. Stevie Ray had his life on track and well on his way to being one of the great elder statesmen of blues when on August 26, 1990 hit. After playing a show with Eric Clapton and a couple other rock legends, he hopped on a helicopter heading towards Chicago. 15 minutes later, it crashed and killed him and everyone in the helicopter. Stevie Ray was only 35 years old, but he lived life with the ups and downs of what seemed like a 75-year-old life. The king of 1980 blues lived a life full for others and great music. To this day, he is still very missed, but his legacy lives on through all the changes he brought to blues and the revitalization that he brought it. According to Grammy Museum, no musician did more to energize the 1980 blues revival than the Texas guitarist, referring to Stevie Ray Vaughan. And that legacy is personified no more than when you see John Mayer live, who credits Stevie Ray Vaughan with being his idol. Stevie Ray's legacy has put a profound impact on any type of blues music you hear now and will hear in the future.